Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
And welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the Talkstar Radio Network, X-Zone Broadcast Network, UK High Definition Radio, Euro High Definition Radio, Star Cable, and on our broadcast affiliates right across Canada, the United States, the Caribbean, Central America, South America, the Pacific Rim, Asia, India, Africa, and Europe. Like I was telling you the other day, India is our fourth largest listening audience worldwide. The first is the United States, Canada, number 2, the United Kingdom, number 3, and India, number 4. If you'd like to give us a call worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. My guest this hour, X-Zone Nation, is a gentleman I have had the pleasure of knowing for many years now. He is Dr. Louis Turi, and like the great prophet Nostradamus, Dr. Turi was born and raised in Provence, France. This is where he had 3 astonishing UFO experiences. In 1976, he received the highest distinction, Musicianship Award Cup, and graduated from the Royal School of Music in London. After a series of UFO experiences, he was led to the United States. Arriving with less than $50 in his pocket, he has since established himself as a successful astrologer, author, and lecturer. Joining me now is my good friend, Dr. Louis Turi. And Dr. Turi, always great having you here in the X-Zone. How are you, sir?
Absolutely wonderful. Very, very busy. It's an honor again to be with you, Rob. Thank you for inviting me, my friend.
You know that you have an open invitation here, Dr. Turi. You are a true visionary. And before we get into the interview, Dr. Turi, I'd like to ask you your thoughts on December the 21st, 2012. Is it doom and gloom, or is it something totally different?
Absolutely not doom and gloom at all. It's just a golden gate, a new pathway to humanity to upgrade their reasoning, their perception. The cosmic code is constantly moving, and it's an uplifting of the spirit, put it this way. No drama, no death, no end of the world.
Why is it then, Dr. Turi, so many people want to put a doom and gloom spin on this joyous time in our civilization and our evolution? I look at it as we, the human race, are finally coming out of our cocoon, and we are going to be turned into butterflies.
Yeah, you can put it this way. What happened is 99.09% of the people making up the population of this world do not possess cosmic consciousness. So they can only use either scientific facts, what they perceive as fact, of course, conspiracy material, or religious, dogmatic, archaic stuff. But once you understand the faith and the tools of God or the supraconscious in time and space, you get a brand new perspective, a new understanding how things move on with the universal mind. So basically, people can only relate to you or me because of their education, their experiences, and most of all, their UCI, which means their stars or unique celestial identity.
All right, my good friend, please stand by. We have to take a commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. X-Zone Nation, our very special guest this hour, Dr. Louis Turi. Here's a website I'd like you to check out. It's all about Dr. Turi's Cosmic Code. www.cosmiccode.drturi.com. That's COSMICCODE.DRTURI.com. And Dr. Louis Turi and I will be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X-Zone continues from our studios in beautiful Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell.
This is Kevin Randall. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com.
And welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. This coming February 17, 18, and 19, I'm going to be the Master of Ceremonies at the Body, Mind, Soul Expo being held here in Toronto at the International Centre, 6900 Airport Road in Mississauga. Sharing the booth with me is my guest this hour, my friend Dr. Louis Turi. So when you come by to see Dr. Turi, you'll be able to join us and chat with us from the X-Zone, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X-Chronicles newspaper. We're going to have Paragator staff there. Or if you come to see us, you'll be able to meet the one and only Dr. Turi. That's this coming February 17, 18, 19th at the International Centre, 6900 Airport Road in Mississauga, Ontario. Now, if you'd like to get more information on the Toronto Body, Mind, Soul Expo or any of the other events that Chandler Armstrong and company puts on across Canada and the United States, visit their website at www.bodysoulspiritexpo.com. That's www.bodymindspirit.expo.com. Dr. Turi, what can we learn from astrology?
Well, first of all, you have to make sure to understand that I do practice astropsychology. That doesn't take anything away from astrology, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But it is not a religion. It's something that you have to investigate. And in order to build cosmic consciousness and be able to see and hear God in action through His creation, one has to put some time into it. Let me put it this way. The Bible says, I'll talk to you, you won't hear me. I'll present myself to you, you won't see me. It's only once you understand the dynamics of the universal mind, which is directly interacting with the human psyche, that you raise your cosmic consciousness and you can make a good use of this very rare art and science.
You saw 3 UFOs. You were born in the same town where that Nostradamus comes from. You came to the United States, and ever since I've known you, you've been helping people one way or another to understand their spirituality, help them progress into the oncoming, what we call New Age or Age of Enlightenment. When did you first realize, Dr. Turi, that your mission in life was one of helping people better understand themselves, their spirituality, and the evolution of humankind?
Well, oh gosh, this is an interesting question, and I get quite a lot. There is so many variation. I wrote everything that happened to me right from the get-go in my book, Beyond the Secret, including my 4 UFOs experiences. But I can only tell you this, Rob, incredible experiences breed incredible people that have incredible things to share with other people. I find out, once I graduated from the Royal School of Music in London, I thought I was going to be, playing piano and singing and cutting records during those days within the United Cities. But after these UFOs, abduction, and my entire perception and conception of life changes. I really knew that I was born to do something else than just entertain people. I was to deal with the truth. And I wasn't planning it. I wasn't preparing it. It just is part of my UCI, unique celestial identity. It's part of my stars and my God-given mission to do so. So it just landed on me, put it this way, Rob.
Could you tell us about the 3 UFO sightings that you had in France?
They were not exactly sighting. They were actually very, very close, direct physical contacts. The first one, of course, is when I was a child and I was punished and stuck in the attic.
Oh, jeez.
And I saw for the first time this 3 little thing on the bottom of my bed. And I mean, nobody in 1956 or 57 in my little village, tiny little village in the south of France, would know anything about UFO, especially when we didn't have a radio or television, had only one channel, maybe, I'm not sure, so it's a long time. But this visitation were taking place every single night, and I used to scream my head off, waking up the entire neighborhood. So they really thought I was mentally disturbed. And following the school psychologist, they were supposed to fix my head with electrical shock, because during those days, of course, we didn't have a Ritalin or Prozac. So luckily for me, my mom, didn't let me go through this process, and that's why I kept my sanity. So the first one was pretty much little grays, coming into my bedroom, scaring the hell out of me. I mean, sometimes I used to pass out, literally. But I always walk up the next morning, might be screaming my head off, but alive and healthy. So it lasts for many, 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 many years. And that was it. That's the first one. Do you want me to go into the second one?
Oh, yeah,
Rob?
yes, please.
The second one is more of a direct contact. As I was taking my sister in the French mountains to where she used to work, we got lost. And to get the story short, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm desperate for a cup of coffee and find some places open so that I could ask for directions. And there you go. In the middle of the night, around 4:30 in the morning, I landed in a little auberge. That's very weird. A little auberge open in the middle of the night in the south of France. Whoa, wait a minute here. This is not like McDonald's 24 hours
24/7,
open services you get in the United States. But that is something that's still wandering in my mind. So when I arrived at this place, I parked my car, and I knew very well there's nobody else but me when I arrived. Wake up my little sister, let her sit in the corner, and then I went to the bar, and oh my gosh, I saw 3 huge guys. I mean, they would make any American top footballer look like kids.
Wow.
They were so tall. As a matter of fact, my nose was at the size of the belt of one of these 3 guys who was standing on my left side. Excuse me. And then he turned around, he looked at me, and he asked me to play some cards. And I told him politely that I was too tired. I didn't want to play cards. I just wanted to get, my cup of coffee and get directions. But he says, no, you're going to be friends with cards for the rest of your life. And to this date, I don't even know how to play poker, anything. But I played a tarot card, and each hand is a winner, trust me. So he was right somewhere, somehow. But again, what he did, each time he pulled a card, as soon as my eyes were on the card, he was telling me what it was. Then I thought, oh my gosh, this is an interesting game, and this is where he said to me, Louis, never told him my name, this is not a game, especially when I tried to challenge him in my mind, changing the 9 of diamond for the queen of spades. And he looked at me and says, Louis, you are not going to change the 9 of the 9 of diamond from the queen of spades. And then all of a sudden, I felt like if I had a screwdriver coming from one side of my temple to the other, and I was holding at the bar. And then I asked the barman where the bathroom was, which was just barely 5 feet away. The door was open. I went in there. I put some really cold water, trying to keep my balance and keep conscious. And the pain was just incredible. And then I was talking to this guy in my head. And then I said, oh, my gosh, I don't care how big you are. The tiger in me is going to come out. You better tell me what the hell you're doing to me. And by the time I walk out, it might be, not even 10 seconds. Those 3 guys were gone. Then I asked the barman where they were. They said, well, they just left. So I went outside, looked left and right, listened, nothing, nobody. Oh, my gosh. I waked my sister up, and I told her, let's get the hell out of here real fast. I didn't even recall paying the guy. But what I'm trying to tell you is as soon as I get into the car, the next thing I realized, it was 9 o'clock the next day. I was driving back home. So where have I been all night? Never took my sister anywhere. I don't remember anything, never my sister. But for 3 consecutive weeks, I had the almost awful, painful headache you could wish on my worst enemy. So that was my second one, and it was very, very physical.
And tell us about your final one, because this all leads up to the person who you are today.
Okay, well, that one, I skip another big one with my brother, where I had a flying saucer suspended, 30 feet above our head in the south of France, November 11, 1981. The next one was August 11, 2001. That's when my wife and I, my ex-wife and I, we were sucked into the belly of a flying saucer on the way to Los Angeles, and we ended up 90 miles north past our destination. And once I was regressed twice by top hypnotherapists in Victorville in California. Everything was on television. Everything was recorded. You could see my expression and explain from A to Z that I was inside of a flying saucer. I saw the extraterrestrial taking the womb out of my wife. That's why she divorced me, because she doesn't want to get into these things anymore. So they took the baby. She was pregnant. And then I went into another room where something came from the roof, like a helmet, and this is where I imploded, literally. This is where I felt a mixture of electricity, concrete, steel. I cannot really explain, but I was downloaded the cosmic code jurisdictions and understanding every single planet's purpose and how they affect the human psyche.
Unreal.
Unreal, but real. A lot of people could think Dr. Turi is doing too much pot, which I never did in my life, touch any form of drugs. Or I'm trying to write a movie for Hollywood now. This is, I'm a real actor in the real story here, I'll put it this way.
All right, Dr. Turi, please stand by. Always great talking to you. Exo Nation, our guest this hour is Dr. Louis Turi. Website I'd like you to go to and check out is cosmiccode.drturi.com. That's cosmiccode.drturi.com. And as I was saying, Dr. Turi is going to be at the Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit Expo this coming February 17, 18, and 19 at the International Center, which is located at 6900 Airport Road in Mississauga, Ontario, right across the street from Pearson International Airport. For more information, www.bodysoulspiritexpo.com. And I'll be there as well as the Master of Ceremony. So not only will you be able to say hi to everyone here at the X Zone that I've been talking about, and you'll meet the people that I work with, but you'll also have the pleasure of meeting my friend Dr. Louis Turi. Once again, bodysoulspiritexpo.com. We'll be back on the other side of this news break as we continue. We're right here from our beautiful studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? Well then, meet Dr. Kimberly McGeorge and her cutting-edge breakthrough knowledge that combines science with possibility. Dr. Kimberly brings real-life answers and healing to those open to alternative solutions. She teaches solution-based programs and classes that will change all areas of your life forever. Specializing in conscious creation, intuitive readings, and energy medicine, you can rapidly shift health, relationships, business, and money in abundance challenges quickly. Receive her best-selling book, Secret to Everything, at no cost by going to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone. That's right, transformation can start now. Just go to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone and receive Dr. Kimberly's book for free.
While science pursues fact, magic accesses the quantum level, bridging random facts to form truth. As long as science and magic remain separate and polarized, the truth cannot be known. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka. Join me on the Science of Magic radio program, dedicated to unification and evolution of consciousness. During each episode, I'll be speaking with experienced and respected scientists and mystics. From astrologers to astronomers, from medical doctors to shaman, the scientific method to dowsing and intuition, we'll weave together information from seemingly divergent practices to promote unity and enlightenment. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, and the Science of Magic right here on the Mutual Broadcast Network. For more information, visit www.thescienceofmagic.net.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
And welcome back, X-Zone Nation. I'd like to say hi to our listeners listening to us in St. Helens, Oregon at KOHI, and the good people who listen to us in Oklahoma at KKRP. 1-800-610-7035 worldwide toll-free. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Don't forget, this coming Friday, September the 9th, the X Chronicles newspaper 9/11 Tribute Edition will be out and available at xchronicles-newspaper.com/publisher, as well as there are over 25 past editions of the X Chronicles newspaper for you to read online with our compliments and the compliments of our many advertisers. Dr. Louis Turi is my special guest. And as you members of the X-Zone Nation who have been listening to us for the past 20 years know, he's no stranger to the X-Zone. His website, Dr. Turi, the website is cosmiccode.drturi.com. And before we went to the commercial break with the news, Dr. Turi, we were talking about your ET experiences. And is there any legacy that the ETs have left and told you about?
Indeed, very obvious one as far as I'm concerned. But you have to remember, physical matter do not agree with anti-matter on this dense physical world. So they left me something which is unarguable in terms of doing predictions, and with your permission, I could give some dates. So
yes, sir, please.
Your audience, including yourself, can check the values of my claim. Is that correct?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right, so I'd like to give the date of September let's see. I'm going to give September the 8th, and that is for large earthquake and tsunami or anything to do with sudden release of energy to a volcano. Let's put it this way, okay? The key word is shocking news. September 18th and September 30th, these are very interesting dates that I'm giving for September for you to check. And I do have other dates, but it's all in the cosmic codes for people to investigate. But that is a couple of dates that I want you to make a note of.
All right. When it comes to prophecies, we've all heard of Nostradamus. We know that you come from the same town and that there's very many similarities between you and Nostradamus. I don't know if you've ever been asked this, Dr. Turi, but is it possible that you, Dr. Louis Turi, are in fact the reincarnation of Nostradamus?
Well, I've been called that so many times that the fact is I'm Dr. Turi, I'm not Nostradamus, but I was born under the same stars in Provence, and I inherited that portion of the stars that make me very much, a magnet will attract a piece of wood. If I was born under the same stars and behave the same ways and have a life based upon healing and predictions and forecasting and prophet type of work, so obviously it does work. But you need to understand that, there's a lot of people that talk about Nostradamus, they so-called channel Nostradamus and write about Nostradamus. But Nostradamus was an astrophile, and these people do not even know what the word astrophile means. They do not understand Nostradamus' work. They are not aware of the curse that Nostradamus put on charlatans, astrologers, and psychics that would hurt his integrity. There's so many things involving Nostradamus' work. And people are out there just to make a few bucks, I guess, not disregarding the integrity of the prophets and this work in prophecies.
What are some of your prophecies, Dr. Turi, pertaining to this world we live in? There are so many people that are not only looking at December the 21st as the end of the Mayan calendar, the doom and gloom of the cosmic, the galactic alignment, but they're also calling it the end times, as talked about in the Book of Revelations, the apocalyptic times. Mm-hmm. What do we have? What do we have forward to look forward to?
Well, first of all, I repeat myself. Now, the human spirit has been hijacked by the politically oriented churches of the old days. And right from the birth of Jesus Christ, that's what the Bible said, 3 wise men, 3 kings were following the stars. Okay? So those 3 guys were nothing else than astrologers. And the ministry, the actual, initial, real ministry of Jesus was to introduce humanity to our Father in the heavens, which means lead the world into cosmic consciousness. But that was too much. It was too much wisdom, and sharing wisdom is loss of power. So, some groups and the Illuminati are not interested in giving you knowledge because knowledge is power. So what you want to be prepared is the end of the age of Pisces, and the birthing of the age of Aquarius took place in 1945 when we detonated the first bomb using Uranus, Aquarius, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And since then, humanity has made much more discovery in 50 years than 2,000 years spent in the world of Pisces. Now, Pisces was the Middle East and affect the language of the Middle Eastern people. So when they speak, they seem to speak under the water. I'm not making joke. I'm just using metaphor for people to understand Neptune, the planet of gas, drugs, the planet who rules confinement, deception, illusion, synagogue, church, misleading, deception, drugs, alcohol, pots, chemicals. This planet rules the Middle East. And this is where the three major, youngest, deadliest religions were born, so to speak. And that's why the Middle East is now imploding as the age of Pisces is dying. So is the Middle East, because the new age of Aquarius and its technology advance, the internet and all these things is now offering the truth. So people like me have an option to be read all over the world. Once upon a time, the church monopolized everything. That's why you had a Bible in every drawer, in every hotel in the world. But they cannot put a laptop anymore. So what I'm trying to tell you, the age of Aquarius is taking over. And it's going to be real fast as we are moving into this new perception of the future of humanity. The technology that you have today in 5 or 6 years will be a joke compared to what we're going to be able to do. The connection with extraterrestrial will finally be established and acknowledged. My mission to free humanity from fear and ignorance and deception will be kicking big time in a few years from now. I can already see all that. I'm moving in that direction real fast. So humanity has one more thing to learn. So we have accomplished such an incredible progress, technologically speaking. Mm-hmm. We went to the moon. We created the internet. GPS. It's just amazing what we have done on the physical side of humanity. But in the spirit, we are still down there, okay? With Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, the Mormon, Hare Krishna, Witness of Jehovah, Fatima, Gurus and Perus, with the anti-spiritual world, because the manipulation is just totally messed up. So there is no balance between the physical and the spiritual manifestation. And all we're trying to do, me and many other people blessed with supra-consciousness, is to bring that awareness to the world. Don't feed evil. Understand the supra-conscious in time and space. Understand that the future is the reincarnation of the thought. As much as you, Rob McDonald, you wanted to be on the radio, you are on the radio. You need to understand that your body is symmetrical. You have 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 sides of a brain. You're like a walking battery. And each time you give in to evil, to negativity, to fear, to the past, to guilt, you are discharging your battery. Do not allow yourself to listen to anything that gives you fears, because endorsing these fears is misusing the supraconscious in time and space, which is responsible for the reality that we are creating every single day. Humanity and science has not yet grasped this. And this is what I'm trying to pass on in every one of my appearances and my interviews.
Let me ask you this, my friend. Is that why when I get certain guests on the show, within a few seconds of them being on the show, even during the pre-show prep that we always do with our guests, I get a feeling whether or not this person is being honest, if they have integrity, or if they're just trying to pull the wool over my eyes and the listeners' eyes. And when I feel that, I get very defensive.
Well, you're intuitive, as simple as that. You have the instinct of protection, the instinct of human protection, which kicks in. Obviously, you don't want to hear anything negative. But in so many ways, I can only repeat myself, Rob, 99.09% of talking heads out there, okay, do not possess cosmic consciousness. They can only regurgitate their scientific background or their religious apocalyptic view they are poisoned with. And they are unconscious of what they're doing to themselves. They cannot auto-analyze themselves because they haven't been under the stars to see how they stand under the stars, so they do not understand who they are.
Exonation, our guest this hour is Dr. Louis Turi. Here's the website I'd like you to visit, cosmiccode.drturi.com. That's COSMICCODE.DRTURI.com. Is there a chance, Dr. Turi, that listeners around the world tonight could be part of something that is so great and so fantastic that they could actually help catapult us into the realm of spirituality, for a lack of a better word, or into the greater part of human, of universal consciousness, if we only get together and were to put our negative thoughts out of our mind and just think of good things, of positive things, like the hippies used to say, you know, all you need is love.
Mm-hmm. Rob, you're already doing it. You don't seem to realize a magnet will not attract a piece of wood. The reason why we're friends is because we vibrate at the same level. Okay, and even though that you could attract your opposite sometimes, in so many ways, you already are into the light. You have been put in a position in your show where you can reach a lot of people, and some of your guests, as a mediator, have to express themselves too. And then it's the audience that has to, through listening and reasoning and using critical thinking, to realize who has what to offer to them. So you're already in the process as a light worker in helping me to pass on my message to the world.
When you do a tarot reading for people, do you also incorporate your astrological or your astropsychology? And how do you find that this helps a person enhance their daily lives?
Okay, first of all, you have to understand that the Astro Tarot can only be performed by any of my students, because the tarot cards are 72 cards, and it's an offense to use the minor arcade. You can only use the 22 major arcade, which are the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and that is directly connected with the divine astrology used by Nostradamus.
Okay.
So in many ways, the tarot, when I do a reading with somebody via Skype or on the telephone, I do not want anybody to talk to me. I say, please do not talk. I already know where you come from and where you're going. And I shock some people big time when I work. I tell them, you could talk when we're done, when I'm done channeling, because everything goes straight into the tape, and I cannot change the predictions and the dates, the teaching of the universal laws that apply to the caller, to the person who needs help. And the tarot is a confirmation. That's where it gets very scary, because I say something, for example, I said to them before they start, well, it looks like you're already going to die and be born again, hypothetically speaking. Next thing you know, the first card I pulled is a death card,
right,
trying to make people aware there is no death. They're just raising to a different level, to a different vibration. So the tarot, especially the way I practice it, is a confirmation of what I already said previously, as the subconscious is ready to talk to me. So that is an interesting way to practice the Astro Tarot. Of course, I teach all that.
All right, my friend, you've got my date of birth. I'd like you to do something over this commercial break. Prepare a small reading for me, if you wouldn't mind, and tell me what I have to look forward to in my future days.
You bet. I will just need to have, I know you were born in April. I need the rest.
Okay, I'll give you the rest as soon as we go to the break. Exo Nation, Dr. Louis Turi is my special guest. CosmicCode.drturi.com. That's CosmicCode.drturi.com. And as I said, Dr. Turi will be at the Body, Soul, Spirit Expo, February 17, 18, and 19 in Mississauga, Ontario, 6900 Airport Road. That's right across the street from Pearson International Airport. I'll be right beside him. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Don't.
As host of Dialogue with Divinity, I am thrilled to join the X-Zone Broadcast Network and their growing number of affiliates. My quest for a connection to the divine ignited my successful career path as an international spiritual counselor for over 40 years, an author of 4 books, and well-known metaphysical educator. My clients call me their spiritual mama. So my job is to offer you a radio show to help you grow spiritually with wisdom and get specific tools from guests who are experts in their field. Tune in to Dialogue with Divinity and be part of the conversation with Spirit. My goal, your happy soul. For more information, please visit my website at johannacarroll.com.
Coming soon to the X-Zone Broadcast Network is A Different Perspective with me, Kevin Randall, as your host. We'll be taking a close look at what is happening in the world of UFOs today with side trips into the paranormal. Guests will range from those who are household names to those who have a different perspective on a variety of topics. No topic will be taboo, but there will be tough questions asked as we all search for the truth about UFOs, the paranormal, and those things that excite us. Sometimes we'll agree with a guest and sometimes we won't, but we'll try to keep the program topical. For those of you who would like to read, be sure to visit www.kevinrandle.blogspot.com and remember to listen to the other fine programs on the X Zone Broadcast Network at www.xzbn.net. This is Kevin Randle. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandle.blogspot.com.
Afterlife expert Roberta Grimes was the first one to say that dying can be fun. Now her best-selling book, The Fun of Dying, is available in stores worldwide. So if you wonder whether death ends life, how it feels to die, or what heaven might be like, The Fun of Dying was written for you. And if you have always been afraid of death, or if you worry that your life has no meaning, let The Fun of Dying ease your fears and bring new meaning to your life. Nothing said in The Fun of Dying is based on the teachings of any religion. Instead, Roberta draws on evidence to explain how death happens, how it feels, and what comes next. A lot of the best death-related evidence was produced in the first half of the 20th century. When it is put together with recent discoveries, it tells a consistent and amazing story. Roberta Grimes blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Her wonderful book, The Fun of Dying, is available on Amazon and at stores worldwide wherever books are sold. Exonation, our guest this hour is Dr. Louis Turi. If you'd like more information, visit cosmiccode.drturi.com. That's cosmiccode.drturi.com. And for more information about the Body, Soul, Spirit Expo, visit their website at www.bodysoulspiritexpo.com. All right, Dr. Turi, before we went to the break, I gave you my request for a small reading to see what I've got to look forward to in my future. So go ahead, sir.
All right, so you were born in April into the constellation of Aries, and of course your sun sign is in Taurus. Again, remember, Nostradamus didn't have a watch or a computer, so I had to redesign a software to bring the planets where they belong. And also not to forget that Julius Caesar didn't want his politician to be in power too long, so he messed up the Julian calendar, which is used by modern astrologers. All right, so you, like me, you were born with the moon in Gemini. That's a gift of youth, a tremendous aptitude in communication, a writer, a talker. Of course, you have master at your age the power of listening. This moon sometimes affects the mind and could make you also an ADD, which is not a disorder, by the way. It's a gift. Einstein was ADD, so am I, and so was Clinton. So this moon in Gemini makes you really fast, intellectual, making you a messenger of the gods. So it's not surprising as the moon in Gemini regulates your emotional response to life for you to be in broadcasting industry. Your Mercury is in Aries, so you're born to be a leader of the mind. Your Venus is on your first house, makes you less aggressive than the typical Aries. Jupiter is there, making you very lucky with foreigners and in foreign land. But most of all, oh my gosh, your dragon's head is in Aquarius. Anything to do with the New Age, UFO, technology, the future of humanity, anything to do with extraordinary. Your dragon's head is right there in your friends and groups area. So anytime you have a new friend, your wishes will take place. Anytime you move on to a group or you're part of a gathering which is advanced or special, and I know you have a connection with Mr. Chandler, so you definitely have an opportunity to reach your wishes from this area. Caution, caution, caution. The tail of the dragon is in Leo on the medical physical aspect of my work. This rules your heart. And with Pluto in the sign of Leo, you probably will have to undergo some problem there. So there is so many ways for you to regenerate, and I will explain that to you once the show is over through email. As far as the future is concerned, right now you have the tail of the dragon affecting your mind and your home, so it means relocating or rebuilding the environment at home, doing something with the real estate. And as you hit the year 2012 all the way to 2014, you're going to have the head of the dragon on your 8th house of metaphysics, corporate endeavors, which also will affect your contract, your partnerships, and your general finances. So in other words, you're gonna have God and the devil becoming friends to help you as we gonna get to this timing.
Okay, Louis, that's great news. I look forward to working with you and seeing you at the Body Soul Spirit Expo. And until then, my good friend, thank you for all the great work that you do. I know that you touch many hearts each and every day. Let our listeners know how they can find out more about you, Louis.
Well, basically, they just have to follow your direction. Go to the Cosmic Codes, Dr. Turi, and then from there you can get my books. You can sign up for the year. There's so many options for you to raise your own cosmic consciousness if you join my international family. And by the way, earlier you were talking about India.
Yes.
Guess what? After the United States, India are the most people that come to my website. And
Wow.
I got past 8 million hits. When you type Dr.
There
Turi
you
on
go.
Google.
All
So
right.
this is good news.
Dr. Turi, take care of yourself. Regards to your family, and I look forward to the next time you and I meet here in the X Zone.
God bless you and you're listening.
Take care, my friend.
Bye-bye, my friend. Bye-bye.
Dr. Louis Turi, www.cosmiccode.drturi.com. I'll be back on the other side of this break with the news here in the X